Hi everyone, welcome to Plants and Lucia. My name is Lucia and this right here is Lola. Today we talk about the Pilea Glauca. Okay, coming up. You may remember beautiful Lola from the first video that we took together. This one was, I think, a couple of months ago. This one was one of the first videos that I ever recorded, and many people told me that the music was really loud. So I thought that we could do a retake. So let's get to it. So this plant, my friends, is actually a bit debated, but it is believed that she has origins in Mexico. It is known by two botanical names, the Pilea libanensis or the Pilea glauca. She also has many common names. Some people call her the silver sparkle pilea, the gray baby tears, gray artillery plant, silver sparkles, and the red stem pilea. This is because the stems in this plant are actually red. The silver sparkle pilea is truly incredible, you guys. As the name suggests, this plant actually does sparkle. They will sparkle when watered well. Watch your plant closely. If you see that the leaves are not sparkling anymore, that may mean that your plant needs watering. But we'll get to that in a moment. Now let's talk about how you can keep your Pilea glauca very happy at your home. In terms of temperature, your Pilea glauca will prefer to be in a warmer room, about 25 degrees Celsius. But she can actually adapt to colder temperatures, between 12 to 15 degrees Celsius. When we talk about humidity, this plant is not so demanding. But she comes from the tropics, so humidity of course is good for her. If you want to keep the humidity levels at a right place for your plant, I would recommend that you put her with other tropical plants. They tend to help each other with humidity levels. If you see that your Pilea needs a little bit more humidity in the air, for example in the winter the air in our homes becomes really dry because we use heating systems and such. If this is the case, you can also use a humidity tray. That will keep the humidity levels up for your plant. Or of course, use a humidifier. When we talk about light, the Pilea glauca will prefer medium indirect sunlight. Indirect sunlight simply means that the light is filtered in some way, whether by a curtain or just being pulled away from any direct sunlight that she may get. Most homes are comprised by indirect sunlight, but one advice that I can give you is that if you have a room with a south-facing window, don't put her really close to the window. Just try to put her away from the window so she gets the sunlight, but not direct sunlight. In terms of watering, I actually water this Pilea in a mothered way. So the way that I check if my plant needs water is with my finger. I put my finger inside the soil until the second knuckle. Once I feel that the soil is dry, then I water. I would say that I water this plant about once every week or once every week and a half. And of course, this will also depend on what season of the year you're in. In winter, plants tend to need less water than in the summer. This is because the summer and spring are actually growing seasons. But if you check the soil with your finger, you will make sure to know whether your plant needs water or not. And you will see that in the winter, the soil will dry slower. Make sure that you let the soil dry in between waterings. And the method that I use to water this plant is actually the bottom watering method. I love this method specifically for this plant too because of the leaves. With this method, I make sure that the water doesn't damage the leaves and also that it gets into the roots from below. Once your plant gets all the water that she needs, you make sure that the water drains down through the drainage holes. That way you make sure that the soil is moist but not wet or soggy. A general all-purpose potting mix is perfectly fine for her. If you want to make your own potting mix, I would recommend that you use 50% organic soil and 50% perlite. That way you make sure that your plant has good drainage. Some common problems include yellowing leaves. This may mean that you're watering too much or too little. Most likely you're watering too much. Use your finger to check the soil and be certain about this. Second problem can be slow or no growth. During the colder months of the year, this is expected as there is less sun to photosynthesize. If this is happening in warmer months, make sure that your plant is getting adequate sunlight and water. The third problem is leggy growth. And this is a problem that I actually have with my Pilea. As you can see, it's growing really long here and a little bit leggy. This may mean that she's not getting the right amount of sunlight or that we're not watering appropriately. I think in my case, she's not getting the right amount of sunlight. Jan and I decided to move her a little bit farther away from the window and she started getting less sunlight. So I have noticed this and I think I'm gonna provide more sunlight for her. But of course, filtered sunlight. And maybe I can give you an update once she gets better. So, do you have a silver sparkle Pilea at your house? How do you take care of it? Make sure to comment below so we can all learn together. You know, I'm learning so much from you guys too. As I always say, if you want to be part of this community, you're always welcome. So make sure to subscribe so we can see each other every Tuesday and Thursday and talk about plants. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye!